this is just, Paul, I've never seen a scene like this before. We just rolled up and this tornado came through maybe 45 minutes ago. I've personally witnessed injuries and fatalities here, unfortunately, in Joplin. We're just going through the neighborhood here trying to figure out if anyone else needs.
Came back harder than ever.
Yeah, at some point, like before it got too crazy, this like once it was going again, we ended up in the operating room with Josiah too, and there like before the eye of the tornado, it seemed like nothing in the operating room had been touched.
Yeah.
Like everything looked as it should. And then it started picking up again, and then you could see like the panels on the ceiling, they were like lifting up. I remember seeing that part.
This last part was all really a blur for me because I kept my eyes closed like a little girl. And I was just screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but scream at God. I felt like this was all his fault.
Yeah.
And, but then again, at the same time, it's like faith is something hard to believe in, man. Something truly.
Especially going through like a traumatic situation like that, it's hard to hold on to anything like that. It's really hard.
Right.
But yep, then the tornado passed and.
And the fun really began.
Yeah.
Man, that fun. Oh, that. Okay, first thing, remember getting our baby back.
Yeah.
Second thing, remember seeing all the debris, electricity wires hanging from the ceiling, still going,
everywhere.
puddles of water
like
and glass.
It looked like an abandoned hospital, like it was not just put together 2 seconds ago. Like
people covered in blood.
Yeah.
I seen a little girl, her arm was.
Yeah, her arm was ripped off, like it was mangled. It was literally barely hanging on, and I'll never forget that. Like her mom had a baby that morning, and she was there with her mom, and I'll never forget her cry ever. And like the nurses like wrapping up her arms and like her arm, trying to make sure that like to get it to stop bleeding. That was really hard for me to see that baby like that.
Yeah. And the nurse, I tried to give you my wife didn't have shoes. Everything that we had was in our room.
Just in a hospital gown. That was it. Just a hospital gown.
Our room was completely gone.
I still had the catheter, the IVs, everything. All that stuff hooked up.
Butt cheeks flapping.
And then they were all getting everybody out and taking us, like trying to get us outside. We were on the 8th floor of the hospital, so we had to go down 8 flights of stairs.
In pitch black.
Yeah.
The nurse gave my wife her shoes.
Yeah.
I was going to give them to her. I took my shirt off because the electric cords was hanging down off the ceiling and there was just water all over the floor and I was scared of her getting electrocuted. That always crossed my mind was to save her and the kid. And I tried to do what I could. But the nurse, of course, had shoes that fit her. So she got her shoes.
And we started our trek down 8 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
There was stuff everywhere.
It was so dark. People had their phones out. We didn't have phones.
Mm-mm.
We didn't have phone. We had nothing.
Nothing. Everything that we brought with the to the hospital with us was gone at this point. Everything. The only thing we walked out of there with was the clothes on his back and
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Just the clothes on my back. I almost had no shirt on my back too.
Everything we brought to the hospital for the baby, it was all gone. Everything.
Every freaking thing.
The car seat and everything, all gone.
See, a lot of people think that being through that was the worst part. I think it was a bad part. The tornado part was a horrible part, but I don't think what transpired next was the worst part for us.
Yeah. The tornado part was definitely the harder part for me because after that, I didn't really see much besides, like on the way down to the stairs. I remember we were outside, just waiting for. Or not outside. We were at the bottom of the stairs, and there was like a door outside.
Oh yeah, it led to outside.
And I remember everybody like standing around and just looking outside, and it looked like
a war zone.
Yeah, like there was cars flipped. There was like just random things. in the parking lot of the hallway or the hospital. There's a gas station across the road. We seen that blow up, and that was cool. That was really scary, but
super scary.
just to see it go.
And there was a moment where I had to leave Rosa and go outside because her mom was on her way back, and I was just seeing that the car was there. And I get out there, and sure enough, the car was there. I can't remember if it was flipped upside down, but I just know that it looked like I got shot at by like 100 machine guns. Windows were all busted out. At that point in time, I broke down and cried. I fell to my knees and cried like a little girl because I thought that her mom had died, my sister died, all her siblings died, my brother. Not Jimmy wasn't down there. Who was it? Will.
Yeah.
I thought Will had died. I thought everybody was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody, but a good portion that I
All
thought were
our
coming
family
back in
was
that damn
there,
car.
yeah.
They didn't say they were switching cars, bro, and I didn't know that. We didn't have a phone, and that's what I thought. And I seen that shit, and I just broke down and cried. I thought it was the worst feeling I ever felt in my life. And then running, trying to see if they were there, and they weren't. And I ran back to Rosa and had to tell her that the car was out there, but they weren't in it, and it looked like it got destroyed. So that was pretty hard to do for her.
Broke my heart. Broke my heart. From that moment on, I thought that I had literally just lost both of my sisters and my mom. And my grandma and my grandpa. That was really hard. I don't know at what point though. Somehow things got figured out, and there was another hospital that was like 2 or 3 blocks away.
Untouched, bro.
Yeah. And so there was random people, there was nurses, anybody who had a working car, they were there trying to like get patients to the other hospital.
Yeah, we finally got over there.
Yeah, I remember
They had
riding
right in the back of a.
it was like a Jeep or something.
And it was like a PT Cruiser, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was like a PT Cruiser-ish. Remember riding the back of that.
Just holding my baby the whole way.
Freshly just cut open, no biggie here. Staples can fall out, intestines fall all over the floor, no biggie.
I wasn't in any pain at any point either. Like,
it was adrenaline.
yeah, pure adrenaline. Anybody that's had a C-section, they know it's hard. They know that, especially that first time you get up.
So bad.
You can't even stand up straight. It hurts, but I don't ever remember thinking it hurt. On the way to the hospital, too, I was holding the baby, and I still had the IV and the catheter and everything in me, and Jonathan's just got it all. Just got it all. Holding it.
It was really difficult, man.
Yeah.
Especially heading over there, and then the fact that we get there, and we just see there wasn't that many people there at first.
Mm-mm.
It was just us since
I
we were that
remember,
close.
like, getting to the hospital and, like, going through the lobby. And, like, there were, like, it wasn't full, but there were a couple people there that were already hurt. But I hadn't seen anything other than, like, that little girl and her arm. I don't think.
I didn't remember seeing them there at all.
Yeah, like, there was a couple of people that were, like,
Then
bloody,
again, those
but
first couple of days there was
it was a blur.
a blur. Because
Like, the whole 5 days that we were there, it doesn't feel like 5 single days. It felt like one long day.
one extremely long day.
I don't remember it, like, going from day to night to day to night to day to night. It felt like one long
We was in that room, and I remember that first day there, they brought us something to eat, but I wanted to go see if my sister, her mom, or anybody had made it to the hospital already, because I seen the car there. I was hoping that one of them was still alive. So I just took it upon myself to go out and just see if they were out there. I had
He'd make rounds, like, I don't know, it was like every hour, every 30 minutes, he would leave and go walk the hospital just trying to find somebody that we knew.
And it sucks not knowing. I wish I would be watching Grey's Anatomy with you, or watch it back in the day, because there were so many opportunities that I wish I could just help, but I knew that I didn't know what I was doing, and it would have been a bother, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was young, I was scared, I thought I was looking for my injured siblings or family members. I didn't know what to see, but what I saw was basically like a war zone. I seen people spitting up glass blood. I seen people missing limbs. I seen somebody die, which was the most scariest thing I think I've ever seen in my life, because the doctors were resuscitating him, and I was seeing if it was her mom or one of our family members, but it wasn't. But I seen the body stop, the breathing stop, and I had to head back. I think that was the last time I went out.
Yeah.
I stayed in the room with her and we cried for 3 days.
Yeah, so hard. So hard.
So much anxiety from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that day came though, didn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember when we took our first shower. Oh God, it was relieving, but it sucked at the same time.
Yeah.
Tell them why, babe.
We didn't know, like, at the time, but the very first time we took a shower, we realized that both of our heads were, like, riddled in glass. Riddled in glass. We sat there for a good couple of days, like, trying to get it out. With glass and dirt and just a bunch of stuff, like.
Why don't you tell our viewers if we was injured at all or not?
Nope. We weren't.
Not a scratch. Well, we had scratches.
Josiah walked away untouched.
Untouched. He had a little
wrong
cut
with
on
our
his
baby.
toe, didn't he, or his nose?
No, it was his heel. A little cut on his heel, and that was it. That was it. I was okay. I had a great big, like, goose egg on the back of my head. It was huge.
She also had this huge gash on her tummy.
Shut up. Yeah, but other than, like, the bump on my head, I was okay. We had a couple scratches, and then, like, the glass in our hair and all that stuff.
I think most of the damage was in our head, on our hair, and mentally, physically. And physically, we was fine, but mentally, we was not. It was a rough couple of days. But then there was this one day, I think it's the second to the last day.
Yeah, it was the third or the fourth day.
Like a beam of hope.
Beam of hope.
It was so cool. I was so happy. I don't think I ever hugged Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go out because I hear something saying they're down the hall to the right, because that's where our room was. And I was like, wait a second, are they talking about us? Please. Because we was trying to get phone calls out forever, bro.
Yeah, but the phones were down. You'd get a busy signal.
You guys thought we were dead that whole time?
That whole time. Days,
Oh my
bitch.
God.
Days.
Wow.
For days we thought
Yeah.
they were all dead.
We couldn't get through with nobody, and nobody, like, was really, like, trying to, like, help us, like, find anybody, because, you know, the hospital's overran. The whole tornado went through, so there's not really,
And they shut the city down, so nobody was able to really drive around like that. Because everybody was looting like a fucking idiot. Part of the language, freaking idiots. It was just, I looked out the corner because I heard them say something, and lo and behold, it was Will and Cena and their mom, and I just
lost it,
dude.
Lost
Tears
it.
of happiness.
Yeah.
Not sadness, happiness.
I don't remember seeing them first. I remember seeing Grandma Sandy and Grandpa
Because I was
first.
hugging Will and them at first, and everybody else went to the room.
The first person that I seen was my Grandma Sandy and my Grandpa Andy coming down the hallway. That was really hard. I knew it was okay, but it was still such a relief. Such a relief.
Probably a struggle for them to have to find us, too.
The biggest burden off of my shoulders. Yeah, because there was like a...
It's not like we was admitted like that. We just found a room.
Yeah, nobody had came and asked us, like, our names or anything.
No, they just asked us if we were hungry every now and again. Of course, you know.
They gave us the plastic throwaway scrubs.
The ladies with the babies knew who we were and where we was at, so we had identification with the wristbands they give us from having babies and stuff.
Yeah.
To make sure that nobody walks off with your freaking kid, you know. So we found them. It was a beam of hope, and
Beautiful.
such great. The town was destroyed, as you know, if you've seen the footage. The hospital was destroyed. The hospital we was in, Fremontville, or Fudge it's called, it was unscathed. It was all glass,
They had
too.
a couple broken windows, but that was it. They were fine. And they were running on backup generators, so they had everything up and going. And oh, God, do you remember what happened the first night we were there?
No, oh yeah, the tornado signs again? Like it's about to happen again?
That
Oh
same
my God.
night, they had to, there's another fucking tornado warning.
Yeah.
So we all had to take cover in the like nursery of the hospital.
It was.
That was scary.
Especially with everybody there too.
That was so scary.
The whole process is just so. I just don't understand how we weren't hurt at all. We didn't have a scratch on us. Tell me how somebody can follow proper safety precautions and still get that poor girl's arm almost ripped off when we had no safety at all, but unscathed. Didn't budge. I didn't feel myself budge not one time. I felt the wind forcing me, but I didn't budge. I didn't move at all, and that's when Rosa pulled me down. And I don't know, we just held each other so tight. Maybe the amount of adrenaline we had in our body. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I've been wanting to do tests for it. Like a bunch of fans to see, like recreate the scene and figure it out if it's possible or something otherworldly happened. But you hear the stories about the woman lifting up the van or whatever, train or whatever for the kids. Like, you see that stuff. And it was probably just adrenaline, but still, it was something that was
unreal.
So unreal. It's hard to even believe that we was in it.
Yeah. Crazy.
So hard to believe. And yeah, I was in college and that got ruined.
Whole college got blown down.
The house we was living in couldn't live in there anymore.
It was a little messed up, yeah.
A tree.
The whole back half of the house was gone.
Yeah, my window was gone.
Yeah. Me and Jonathan, we were in the hospital for the 5 days, and when we got discharged from the hospital, my grandma Sandy and grandpa Andy picked us up and they drove us to the house, and we were there. We had 30 minutes to grab everything that we wanted, and if it didn't fit, we couldn't bring it. So a lot of the baby stuff got left at the house, a lot of it. The baby had everything, a crib, a changing table. My mom had bought a really nice stroller and car seat, and I don't think we got to take the stroller, but the car seat got sucked away by the tornado.
Yeah, it did. What was it, like a $300 car seat or something like that? Jesus.
Yeah.
You guys, I remember having to put that thing together.
Yeah.
There's just so many stories that we have, but that one in particular is the one that bites the dust, that really paves the way for us.
Yeah.
I think that's the ticket right there. That's any story that I ever tell anybody. That's why I never bring up my past, or I don't think my wife ever brings up her past. It's always, and particularly the Joplin tornado, because it's just a weird circumstances that we was there that day.
Yeah.
In that room, that bed, in that hallway. It was just a crazy experience that I felt like we needed to share. And this is exactly how I would have reacted if I would have told somebody. I every time I tell the story to people at the job, I start to feel myself choke up and have to swallow my pride and not cry in front of them because I don't want them to think, you little crybaby. But it's real. Those are hard emotions. It's a hard story to talk about, hard emotions to talk about because it's real. And now that you guys see it, don't make fun of me. So that's the Joplin tornado. If you guys have any other kind of comments or anything like that you want to know about or want to talk about or anything like that, you can comment down below and we'll answer them together.
Yeah.
My wife or me, she's on my YouTube too. She, at least my account's on her YouTube on her phone. So she'll be able to get your comments and see if it's for her or for me, what you want to know about, in particular her with her pregnancy, being young, 16, so pregnant. So, I just can't think back, how we met and stuff and how it led to going to Joplin and then just all that, just how it all went down. It's just crazy. And I love it. I would never change a minute of it.
No.
Would never. I love you.
Love you too.
Well, here. People all says I'm his hero, but you're my hero.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. Crying in that bed for fucking 3 days, taking up with that.
Yeah.
God dang, man. That shit
So much.
Headaches. We slept so much.
Are you ready for the next question?
I think that's the royal questions. It's our story.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. We did it.
We did it.
Now you know our story. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Hit that like. You can subscribe if you want, but this video wasn't really for
Please
for-
do.
You can if you want.
Please.
I'm tired of going to work, slaving over fucking throwing cases, Dairy Queen, Subway all day. Ready to make good content and stay at home with my family and be able to make money for them. So go ahead and subscribe on that button.
Subscribe on that button.
Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Beautiful.
Bye, guys.